Let's break down with a spreadsheet how I managed to get over 2,000 units in 1 week, 7 days, for free. As a lot of you know, I became a non-spending player back at the start of this year. And since doing it, I've actually enjoyed my playing in Marvel Contest of Champions a lot more. And especially gone back to grind things like Arena, which before I didn't do quite as much. I've also cared a bit more about doing things like questing because you're able to grab units from these. And of course the value that comes with having solo events and the lovely little bit of revive, health potion and units that come from doing this particular event. So I decided to set myself a little challenge which had a lot of reasons behind it. Of course I wanted to get something from July 4th, but I wasn't overly disappointed as it does help me create better guides by going out and grinding myself. So first of all, I set myself a target of achieving 2,300 and something units, but let's face it, like over 2,000 was pretty impressive in any case. So what I'm going to do in this video is show you a spreadsheet in just a moment about how it went on, what I learned from the grind and stuff like that. I set myself out a little process where I was like, okay, if I go and do this and get this type of units from these different places, then I'll achieve 10,017 units, thus kind of getting the over 2,300 units. Now, very ambitious to think that I would get 1,000 units from Arena Crystal openings, which kind of derailed things, but I still, as I said, achieved my results that I wanted to from this. And this is very much a follow-on from the video I posted yesterday, or the 4th of July, unit grind type video that kind of showcased the full week, the 7 days of what went on, and kind of like just, you know, being honest as possible. This is how it went. This is basically what I learned from it, the processes and advice I give to other players wanting to do similar things or grab lots of units in a very short space of time. And here it is. So this is my grind process that I did. This is the data, and as well I've got notes from this as to like how it went. I'll probably put a link to this spreadsheet in the description. It's not like going to be an advisory one because I probably will need to change my unit grind guide based on my findings, but this will be hopefully serving a purpose to people a little bit more. But in any case, over a 7-day unit farming period, I got 2,188 units. That is worked out by taking the original starting units, which was 7,635 units, and taking it away from 9,823 units, which is what is seen in this particular video in the top right up there. The reason all this is important, as I said, there's so much relevance to this, especially for me and other players to kind of look at time. The important thing here is grabbing units, but the second thing is time. The third thing can be where you go to grab those units. Those three factors form a triangle of incredible importance when you're looking to farm out units. So based on time and availability, I was able to do 4.4 mil in the Summoner Trials, 3.5 mil in a second Summoner Trials because there's 2 Summoner Trials a week, there's 2 rotations of the arenas. Also there is the basic arena of 135 units, which did 4 mil, and basic as well, which did 90 mil. I put 2.8 mil into that one. There's also something I need to add into this, and I've just remembered that I did the Catalyst arena 3 times, which give 30 units a piece, so that's 3 times 30, it's 90. So I just changed slightly the extent of units I got from the calendar solo event and questing and other areas, which were doing variant classics and other stuff like that, which is very much a case of auto fighting. But to be honest, when that's one and done, it's done. You know, that's one thing to kind of like point out. It's great to have heroic, normal, master and uncollected, but you know, that's 600 units over those particular events if you can do them. But then it's like once they're one and done, but they do recur back every month. The difference is with like variant classics, you do them one, it's completely done. But it's still interesting nonetheless to kind of look at the stats. 1,638 units were got from doing arena versus 550 which was kind of like doing other areas. Calendar, for example, gives some stuff. Over a length of time, I did 13.5 hours of arena grinding. The biggest problem, and we'll talk about the notes in a second of like, you know, issues that I had, but you know, there were some kind of like issues over the weekend, things I needed to kind of like deal with. But it's still interesting stats with the extent of grind with things. Now, my experience of grind differs from yours. You might have either more time available, less time available to grind out, more champions, less champions. So the chances of you getting exactly the same is going to be very different. But but I do think it sets a precedence for expectations. You always need to find out how many units you are able to get per week, especially if you're non-spending, to save up things for like Cyber Weekend deals. It's definitely been something since going non-spending at the start of January. Whether or not I kind of felt to myself, should I have been grinding out more arena? No, because it did lead me to burnout when I bought the last 10,000 unit deal back in May, when, you know, we had that special, as soon as you've 100%, no, as soon as you completed Act 7.4.6, you got the completion deal. I did 10,000 units in there. I then, something like in a space of 2 months, did a further 10,000. So at least I know I can get units for things that come on from time to time, and I've just got to look out for those deals and also be very kind of mindful about the future, which we're going to talk about in a second. Notes I mentioned is arena boosts. Arena boosts do play a huge factor into it. Should I have used them more? Yes. Was I thinking about doing extra grinding over the weekend and using them in? Yes. Did that happen? No, because life happens. And that's one of my secondary points to this, is that when stuff happens, like during the week, Monday to Friday, I didn't have anything on. I didn't have any other things that I had to work with the games developer I'd work with. I didn't have any other commitments. I could play Fall Guys and play MCOC, rotate that into my stream schedule, and that kind of worked fine. That was great. But then at the weekend, stuff happened, and I had to deal with that. Also, I got ill at the same time, which I'm just about kind of like getting over. But yeah, when things like this happen, sometimes you just don't want to grind, and I think I made a conscious decision not to do it because I didn't want to feel burnt out by doing this, and I'll probably relax a little bit on the arena schedule because we've got new content coming out as well. The next bit of notes is champs in arena. One of the things I have is I have a good enough roster to do most things that I want to do for milestone grinding. I'm more of a milestone grinder in arena than anything else, and I used the process of deciding that when the featured arena, I would use my rank 4 6 stars, rank 3 6 stars, and rank 2 6 stars in that particular arena, and anything else I wanted to inflate the grind and things like the basic where you can use 5 stars and 6 stars, I would definitely use a combination of rank 4 5 stars and rank 1 6 stars at the same time. Likewise with the summer trial, which I thought that I'm now kind of really settled with this like team here. Have I ranked up any more rank 4 stars to rank 5? No, this has been a team that has been here since, because I've been playing a long time. It does mean that I've had, you know, this team for a long time. But I would recommend getting at least 40, maybe even like 35 to 40. I personally have 46 4 stars at rank 5, which is equating to, especially when I roll in some of the rank 4 4 stars, at 600,000 points every 2 hours if I go out to grind. Sometimes it happens and I get 600k, sometimes I might need to top it up with a bit more grind, but that's really what I'm working with. It just means it's a little more easier, but you can use rank 3 stars at rank 4 in order to kind of like achieve the same process for this. So yeah, having a good enough 4-star roster, or having like a good enough rank selection, which you can get from grabbing like different content. I think you get a free champion in the normal difficulty, that's 4-star, I want to say, or was that in heroic? I think it's heroic actually. Or was it master? I can't remember. A 5-star for free is coming into your roster very soon from doing cavalier difficulty. Of course it is. So that's what I kind of like did with that. And also one of the questions that I can imagine would be why? Why did you want to do this kind of like challenge? What's the importance? What's the relevance? Well, first of all, you know, grabbing units for free is important. If you're non-spending, you might want to grab units for things like deals, July 4th deals. There's special completion deals that come up from time to time. And yep, Cyber Weekend deals, you name it. Gifting event down the line. There's always a need to grind units in this game for more premium items. But as well, it allows me to have an opportunity to look back at things like unit grind guides that I've done and look to see whether or not I could improve them. And that's one of the key things that I will be looking to do when I do my next unit grind guide. Like I might delete the 2022 one that I have on the channel at the moment and replace it with a new 2022 guide that kind of reflects my experience in this, which I think was one of the most important things for becoming non-spending, is gaining experience in these different types of areas that maybe I haven't grinded that as much in the past before. Arena Crystal RNG was another thing that really affected me, especially I think it's affected me since I did the last RNG Wars series thing, especially looking at spending 200,000 battle chips into uncollected ones, uncollected arena crystals, and finding out I'm just getting trash from them. And like it just kind of like set a bad precedent for the like what was going on with the RNG, having to resort back to arena crystals to at least get like guaranteed units, kind of find out where I was in the series, was kind of like a big problematic thing. And I didn't like the fact that off of 462,000 battle chips, I only got 690 back, which compared with a recent opening, especially in the RNG War series, was a very different story with, well, close to 600. I can imagine this would kind of like coming not as close. 604k battle chips, only got back 1,215 units as per like the results on this one. So it's like you can get a real idea of how the uncollected arena crystals are just trolling me mercifully. And if I got anything that's close to 100, 1 mil, I probably will go arena crystals in the future because I'm just getting trolled a bit too much with it. But that's not everybody's experience. You know, other people get very lucky, and you know, good for them. July 4th deals played a huge part in kind of like, you know, decision making, and one of the reasons, you know, I kind of felt like on Friday, the 1st of July, I didn't want to kind of, you know, blast through the weekend, thank God, because I was feeling so under the weather. I kind of like decided, you know, I'll just save my units and go do stuff like Karina's challenges because it may be better, or focus on Cyber Weekend down the line because, you know, that's another kind of way of kind of like maximizing take home. You know, I need 18k and I did what, 2k? I'm one of the 2k in like a week. So what could be the potential? You know, 4k on average a month, if that's indeed it. I could probably do more, but let's just go, okay, 4k units a month without having to burn out quite so much could really give me a better standing of the future. And the future is very important because I could say like, right, well, if I get 10k units, which is theoretically say I could get by the end of today, and also have a further 24,000 units based on you know, 4 times 6, 6 months being until the Cyber Weekend deals, I could have about 34,000 units total and save back 18k for Cyber Weekend, and the rest of the units I grind out I could invest into Karina's challenges. So it's a win-win situation for me with it. I just need to kind of like get on with the grind. In any case, I hope people understand the reasons for doing this. It's really all about understanding the extent of me improving my guides and, you know, getting out there and kind of grinding myself. Also understanding what's the extent I can do as a non-spending player to get the units I require, and also in the length of time that I maybe require, and like worst case scenarios, and kind of, how do I get myself out of a situation of, okay, well, I've got to get nearly 10,000 units in a very short space of time and stuff like that. I thought it was an interesting little challenge to do. This is the findings right here. I thought I'd share this with you and also make a shorter version of the video that I posted yesterday, which, to be honest, didn't round up anything or come to a conclusion, but it was kind of like a longer kind of narrative version of what went down. But in any case, that has been it, and thanks very much for watching and supporting the channel. Coming out to live streams, make sure as well, check out some other content, which is located on screen right now, and I will see you in the next video. Look out for lots of updates on the new content coming out to the game. Have a good one, everybody. Cheers.